Hi everyone, and thanks so much for joining me here today. You're on the Collector Collective, and I'm your host Adam Fiala. Today we are introducing the second part of our focus on Halloween series with our focus on Funko Pops and what they've got currently, and some of the little past Funko Pops for the Halloween season. Now we'll be opening a couple of these today. But just to run you through what we have here on the right is the Funkoween Day of the Dead Mexican Festival special DC characters. Now we've got 4 from the Batman side of things. You can also get 2 others. Blue Beetle and Green Lantern at the moment, but I didn't go ahead and get those. I've just brought these 4 to open in one episode. I've got 2 iterations of Sam from the Halloween classic horror anthology film Trick or Treat. Now this I'm most excited about. This I'll be getting into in our next episode because you've got 13 days of spooky countdown, so 13-day countdown to Halloween. So I guess your traditional advent calendar that you get at Christmas time, Funko have had the foresight to go ahead and Halloween it, which I absolutely love. I'm really excited to see which ones we get out of that. I mean, in it, you can see just a few on the packaging here. There are 6 shown: Beetlejuice, It, or Pennywise, Reagan from Exorcist. We got Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, and Jack Torrance from The Shining, or Jack Nicholson's Jack Torrance from The Shining. It wasn't the only Shining film ever made. And then on the back it also says Annabelle Comes Home, Little Shop of Horrors, The Shining, The Nun, Beetlejuice, Exorcist, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, and The Lost Boys. So there's a few in here which I haven't seen yet. I haven't watched anyone else open these, so this will be the second video I do. Then I will be focusing on these guys. So from the Nightmare Before Christmas, part of the Funkoween series this year, we have Jack Skellington, and then we've got 4 characters from the train. Hopefully by the time I'll be opening that and reviewing them and filming that video, I'll have the 5th part. So today, just to get into it, we're going to have a look at the 2 different versions of Sam from the film Trick or Treat here first. Now these guys came out in 2019. And Sam's been quite popular as a character. He's also been made into a Living Dead doll, amongst other things. But to start with, just because I was introducing all this, I thought we'd just have a quick look over these 2 guys. And then, so just a short video, and then we'll have a look at Batman. Well, no, actually, I think the next video will definitely have to be this. And then Batman and Nightmare Before Christmas. But I suppose we'll talk about those as we get into them. So, let me just rearrange things and we'll have a good look at opening up Trick or Treat Sam. Alrighty then, so here we go. We've got the 2 iterations of the Sam from the Trick or Treat movies. So both of these are special edition Funko Pop Vinyls. I believe they were Funko Pop Store exclusives. We've got the masked version from 2020, and then the 2021 is Sam unmasked, which I actually don't think that you get to see in the actual film itself. I think you do only see him running around in his little Hessian mask. Of course, the movie first came out in 2007 and was an instant hit amongst horror and Halloween fans alike. It starred Anna Paquin in a series of 3 different stories, all interwoven about what's going on in Halloween at a particular town one particular year, and they all kind of come together quite well. Now, with that being said, Sam is the spirit of Halloween, actually. So Sam is there to ensure that the rules are followed, and when people aren't following the rules, of course, they do suffer the consequences, gruesome consequences of this little spirit of malevolent, vicious. I wouldn't say that he's inherently evil. He's just there to make sure that people follow the rules. On the back, the write-up is the same on each iteration that you get. From the cult hit Trick or Treat comes Sam, the mischievous spirit of Halloween, who enforces the holiday's ancient traditions. Wear a costume, hand out treats, never blow out a jack-o'-lantern, always check your candy. To the untrained eye, Sam looks like another trick-or-treater, but what lurks under the burlap sack and orange footy pajamas is anything but sweet. So, I mean, if you have a closer look, you can see that the printing is actually quite a bit brighter on the 2020 version, where he comes wearing his little burlap mask. It's all a little bit muted on the 2021 masked Sam. But they are, let's see, now these, here we go, that makes quite a difference. So as any Funko Pop collector will know, you can tell a bit of a difference between packaging when it comes from China versus Vietnam. Vietnam, China, brighter, darker. Well, brighter, more muted, I'd say. But I don't think it should make a difference in the size of the pops. So let's go one at a time. So let's check out last year's one. Now, I think these are a great way to decorate for the season. So he's popped straight out. Again, I know that Funko limit how much detail they'll put in any one singular pop vinyl, but on him, he's got quite a bit. Like the dirt marks across his wrinkled little footy pajamas that gather perfectly on the ankle, little toe bit, fingerless gloves. Now he is holding a chocolate bar with the razor blade in it. It does have blood on it. I would say that's probably where the detailing maybe went a little bit too far. It kind of looks like he's holding a broken lipstick or something. Still great. I'm not mad at it. I mean, if we go all the way up into his neck, you can see the tie where his mask is held in place. Not a lot of give in the head, but I mean, that's not too much. I mean, unfortunately, my one has a bit of a defect in the painting on that eye. It's a bit cloudy. Maybe gives that milky cataract effect, but you know, I know that wasn't intentional. All the stitching and all the ridging in the burlap is great. Little back flap, just like you get in any footy pajamas. So he is really cute. I really love the character. I really love the idea. And I really highly recommend seeing the film if you haven't, or if you do collect Funko Pop vinyls or horror, or you're a fan of the film and you want something Sam related, I would recommend either one of these. Actually, I got some of this swag from Oz Pop Culture. These, I believe, I got from Pop Culture, though. Yeah, so these are from Pop Culture, but I'll go through where I purchased them as I go through each one. Aside from that site, factory defect, I'm not worried about at all. Little patches with stitching on them turn out perfect. So that is great. That is my little trick-or-treating Sam. And now, so now I think in the film you only get a glimpse of. That one's more better. That's better secured. In the film, you only get a glimpse of what's under his burlap sack mask. But yeah, very much he looks like a jack-o'-lantern, purple and but stitched or stapled together just to give him that scary, menacing look. Oh no, I think you do get a whole thing. I'm actually waiting for Halloween to watch this. I should have watched it before making this film, but whatever. The classic broken or bitten lollipop, jack-o'-lantern lollipop as well, which when it he winds up using as a deadly weapon. That is a off-putting little mold. I mean, I of course enjoy it because, being a fan of horror and the macabre, this stuff doesn't bother me, but I do know a few people who wouldn't be the biggest fan. Same sort of detailing, but let's have a sort of closer look now. Actually, with last year's Sam, it looks as though the molds are exactly the same. I'm not mad about that. It's just slightly different coloring. Now, I don't know if it's just the batch, but Sam in his mask just comes off a little bit more realistic than the current year's iteration. It's darker, it looks dirtier, which is kind of what he was all about. And I just kind of believe the patch a little bit more on this one. I don't know how well the detail is going to show up on camera here, but I mean, they're minute details. Actually, they may have tooled a new mold because he does not have the little V-neck for the burlap, and he does not have the little tie for the mask. So I don't know much about manufacturing this sort of stuff. I don't know how much of a difference that would make in molding, but I mean, paint and color is just slightly off from one to the other. Maybe they should have had a better look at the quality, or I guess, paints and colors and so on are only available for so long. And again, one made in China, one made in Vietnam. I mean, I do know that some people will only collect China, some will only collect Vietnam. I mean, I wanted both of these, to do this series, actually. Like, these are purpose bought, but I am a huge fan of the film. I loved it from the moment I saw it. I'm so disappointed that they never got to complete the sequel or sequels that were planned. The rumor was that it was meant to be 3 different anthology movies, all with 3 different stories. But again, I'm not. I love the original, so let's hope that. Well, now it would be a hard act to follow, a very, very hard act to follow. It was such a long time since it was originally made back in 2017. What am I saying? 2007. So even longer than I just said. But there we go. So that's these 2. So I'm going to get that all done for today then. If you did want to hit like and subscribe to see what comes of the, most especially the 30-day spooky countdown Funko calendar there. Hit like and subscribe so you can see me as I pull those out. I am bringing videos to you daily at the moment, just because I want to get as much of this Halloween joy in. Now, these things are readily available online. These guys and this one in the middle I got from Pop Culture. Those ones I got from Oz Pop Culture. I'll just link the one that I'm opening in the description. So, yeah, that's it for me today. So I'm going to say goodbye with that. So thank you so much for joining me. Keep collecting, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Goodbye.